Hello everyone. In this lecture, I would like to explain about double linked list and its operations. So operations like creation, inserting a node at the starting, inserting a node at the end, inserting a node at a specific position, and deleting a node at the starting, deleting a node at the end, and deleting a node at the specific position. And at the end of this lecture, the student should be able to know how to create a double linked list and its operations, and able to know the applications of a double linked list. Before going to start double linked list, so a typical node structure in a double linked list will be like this. So the node structure will have a data field and a previous and the next fields. So this previous and next fields are the pointer type. So these two are pointer, previous and next fields are the pointer. That means it will point to the previous node and it will point to the next node. So this is the double linked list node structure. So struct node star previous. So that means it will point to the previous node and int data struct node star next. This pointer will point to the next node. So before going to start how to create a double linked list, so there are some problems or disadvantages in single linked list. So we will see what are the problems or disadvantages in a single linked list. So in the single linked list, the first problem is we can travel the list only in one direction. That means we can travel the list. If we create a single linked list in forward direction, we can travel it in forward direction. If we create a single linked list in reverse direction, then we can traverse the linked list in reverse direction. Now let us see here. I have created a single linked list. So the first node is assume this is 200. The first node start at 200 and this is 100 and this may be 300 and the last node is at 600 and these are the values. Let us take 22 and 33 and 44 and 55. These are the data fields in a single linked list. Now you can traverse the list either in forward direction if you create the list in forward direction. Suppose if you create a single linked list in reverse direction, then you can travel it in reverse direction. But either way, that means from forward direction and in reverse direction, we cannot travel a single linked list. So this is a first drawback. That means traversing the list either in forward or reverse direction. It is not possible in single linked list. And the second problem is so whenever a link has been corrupted. Now let us take the second node. So this second node is 100 node and it is having data field as 33 and this pointer will have 300. That means this is pointing to this node. The second node is pointing to the third node. So the second node pointer must contain a value 300. This 300 is nothing but this node address. Now unfortunately this value has been corrupted. That means this link has been break. So this is a problem with the single linked list. So unfortunately, if the pointer value has been changed or corrupted, we can't travel further. So if a pointer has been changed or corrupted, we can't travel further in the single linked list. So to overcome these problems, we have introduced a double linked list. So in double linked list, there are two pointers. One is known as a one is the previous pointer and another one is the next pointer. So the previous pointer will point to the previous node and the next pointer will point to the next node. Now this single linked list will be like this if it is a double linked list. So this is one pointer and this is another pointer and this is a pointer and pointer and the node structure will be like this. Now here this pointer contains a value 100. That means this is the next node and the second node is having a value 300. That means it is pointing to the this node and here this node is pointing to this one. That means here it is having 600 and here this value is null. And see here, if you take the first node, what is the previous pointer, it is not pointing anything, so it is a null value. Now coming to the second node, what is the previous pointer of the second node? It's the first node, so it has to point to the first node. So this value is 200. Now coming to the third node previous node is a second node. So that means this is pointing to this node. So its value is 100. That means it is pointing this node. Node is 100. Now coming to the fourth node, the previous node of the fourth node is a 300 node. So this value is 300. So whenever if a linked list has been created in this format, we can travel the list in both the directions. That means now the starting node is this, and from here we can travel by using the next pointer. So from this node we can travel to the second node. From here the next node is third node. We can travel here. From third node the next node is 600. So we can travel here. From here the next node is null. So we can't travel further. And in the reverse direction also we can travel. Now if you are here, now let us take a temp pointer is pointing this node. Now by using the temp pointer we can traverse the list in the reverse direction. That means first we visit this node, and temp previous is nothing but this 300 node. So temp is a 600 node, temp is pointing to the 600 node. The previous node of temp is 300. So it will come here, and then temp is now here. Temp will be here. We'll move with the temp to this node, and now temp is not here. Now if temp is here, what's the previous node of the temp? So it's 100. That means we can visit this one. Now temp will be here. Now what's the previous node of temp? This is the previous node. That means 100 node is the previous node for the temp, and temp will come here. And what is temp arrow previous? It's null, so we can stop. So in either direction we can travel by using the double linked list. So we can eliminate that problem. That means in single linked list we can travel only in single direction, whereas in double linked list we can travel from forward and backward also. And the next problem in single linked list is if the link has been corrupted or break, we can't travel further. Now let us take here this second node next is 300. If this value has been corrupted, can you travel further? So here there is a problem. So actually we can't travel here, but from the reverse we can travel, and we can build this one. From the reverse we can travel, and we can reconstruct this pointer, or we can reconstruct this link. So this is one of the advantages of the double linked list. Now the creation of a double linked list. For creation of double linked list, I have taken a create method, and I am going to pass a node as an argument. That means the type of the argument is of node. So as already we have discussed, node contains three fields. One is previous, and next, and data. This previous and next are the pointer type, and they are of type node. They are of type node, and after creation of the node we are going to return node type pointer. So and I have used show method, which will show the list which we have already created. Now coming to the main method, so whenever we are going to develop a menu driven program, this choice will be used. For here I didn't create this program with menu driven, so no need to use this ch in the main. Now I have taken node start equal to null. That means a start is a pointer, and it is of type node, and its initial value is null. So here I have taken start, and its value is null, because these are all the variables. So the variable declarations will be there in stack memory. Only the dynamic memory allocations will be there in the heap memory. This is a heap memory. So in the heap memory the variables which you have created dynamically or at runtime, that will allocate the space in the heap memory, and the remaining variables will be here. Now, so here you have taken create, you have called the method create start. That means I am passing null value for the create method initially because start is null. So we are going to pass null value. See here, start. What's the value of start? It's null. We are going to pass the null value for the create method, and it has to return an address. What is this address which will be written by the create? We will see it later. Now show start. After returning the start address, we are going to print the list from the starting node. So that means after creation of the list, it will return the first node address. With that first node address, you are going to start printing your list. Now this is the create method. So from the main method to the create, you are going to pass, what's the value that you are going to pass? For the create method, you are going to pass a null value. That means this pointer variable will contain a value null. Now t is also having a value null and start is also having a null. Then I have created two variables which are of type node, and they are of pointer variables. So node star temp comma star p. That means temp and p are pointer variables. They are of type node. So I have created temp and a p variable which are having initially garbage values. Temp and p are having garbage values initially, and then I have taken a character variable with y. So this character variable is used in the while loop. So whenever user enters his choice as y, the while loop will rotate. If user enter his choice as n, it will stop creating the nodes. If user says y, then a node will be created in the heap memory, and the see here, temp equal to node star malloc size of node. This statement says that you are creating memory in the heap for size of the node. So size of node, what is the size of the node? Here int data, it is having 2 bytes, it will occupy 2 bytes, and pointer will occupy 2 bytes, and another pointer will occupy 2 bytes. So total we are going to take it as 6 bytes. Now nowadays integer is going to occupy 4 bytes, so totally 4 plus 4 plus 4, so 12 bytes. So but according to the textbooks, we are going to take it as 6 bytes only. Now that means see here, a node in the heap will be created. That means a block of memory. So 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105 memory locations will be allocated for a node because its size is 6 bytes. And the malloc function will return the address of this block, or we call it as a node. So what is the address of this node? 100. So the 100 value will be assigned to temp variable. So a value 100 will be assigned to temp variable. Now what's the value of temp? Instead of garbage, it is 100. That means temp is pointing this node. Temp is pointing to this node. Now you are asking the user to enter the data, then user will enter the data. You are going to read temp arrow data. So temp is here, temp arrow data, this data. So if user has entered a value as 22, so temp arrow data is 22. This value is 22. Then temp arrow previous equal to null. What's the previous node initially? There is no previous node, so this is null. This value will be null. Then temp arrow next equal to null. This is temp arrow next. This is the next. So initially there is no next node, so its value is null. This value will be null. Now here I am going to draw the linked list. See here. This is our node, which is having two pointers. One is the next pointer and then is previous and its data. So we have already seen that there is no next node and there is no previous node, and we have entered data as 22, and the node address is 100. Who is representing this node? Temp is representing this node initially. Temp is representing this node initially. Now, here we are going to check if t equal to null. Yes, what's the value of t initially? It's null. See here, t value is null. So if t equal to null, what we are going to do? T equal to p equal to 10. That means temp is pointing to 100 node. Now t value will be updated with 100, and then the value of p is also 100. This is also 100. That means p is pointing this 100 node and t is also pointing the node 100. Now, so it won't come to the else block. It won't come to the else block. It will ask the user, do you want to create one more node? If user has entered choice as y, then while ch, that means y equal to y, the condition will be true and it will enter inside. And again, malloc at runtime, we are going to create a node. Now let us take this time a node 400 has been created. This is our second node. 400 has been created and it is going to return the address. What's the value of temp now? Here the temp value is not 100 this time. See here, the temp value is not 100. Now the temp value is 400 because it is pointing to this node. Because malloc has returned it as 400 as its address. Now temp is not pointing to this node. So temp is pointing to node 400. Now you are asking user to enter the data. This is t comma p are pointing this node. Now we are asking user to enter the data. So this is temp arrow data. Suppose user has entered 33 as data. Then temp arrow previous. So this is null. We are initializing it as null. And temp arrow next equal to null. Initially we are making this as null. Then you are checking t equal to null. What's the value of t? It's pointing to the first node. See here, t is 100. It's not null. It is not null. So it will come into the else block. It will come into the else block. Now we have already created a node temp. This time this is 400. Temp is pointing 400. This is the node. And then we have already made temp arrow ptr. This is null initially, and temp arrow previous is also null initially. Now when it enter into the else block, see here, p arrow next. So p is pointing this node. If you observe, p is pointing this node. P arrow next, that means this. This is p, this is the next. P arrow previous, this is previous. So this is previous and this is next pointer. Now we are making p arrow next equal to 10. Now p is pointing this node. This is the next. P arrow next should point to this one. Now this is not null. P arrow pointer is pointing to this one. P arrow pointer is pointing to this node. Now next statement is temp arrow previous equal to p. So this is temp, this is the next node, and this is the previous pointer. Now we are saying temp arrow previous equal to p. So that means this is temp arrow ptr. This has to point to which one? P. What's the value of p? P is pointing 100. So that means this has to point this one. So temp arrow ptr is pointing to this node. Now p equal to temp. Now this is not p. So previously p is 100. Now what is the value of P? P equal to temp. That means temp is pointing to 400. P should also contain 400. The value of P is also 400. Now see here. This value will be updated with 400. That means it is pointing to the node 400. P is pointing to this node. So in this way, we are going to create a double linked list. Next, see here, we have taken initially start equal to null, and then start and temp, they are pointing to the first node, that is 200 or something, and then we are going to create a temporary node. So this is the temporary node, that is current node, and first node is here. So we are going to link this node and this node. So here in our program we use T. So T arrow next equal to T arrow next equal to temp. So temp is pointing to 100 and T is here, T arrow next. So we are assigning a value 100 to T arrow next because this is an address. Temp is pointing to an address 100. So we are going to assign that one. And then what is the statement? Temp arrow previous. Temp arrow previous. What is temp arrow? This is temp. Temp arrow previous. This is a previous. What it should contain? It should contain T. So this is T. What's the value of T? T is 200. So that means T is pointing to this memory location, this node address. So we are assigning 200 to temp arrow previous. So temp is here, temp arrow previous. This value is 200. And similarly, if you create the next node, so on we are going to create the nodes. How many number of nodes you want to create? You can create. Then coming to the show method. So for the show method, we are going to pass an argument which is of type node pointer, node start T. So what is the start? Start contains the starting node address. Here in this case, we have taken 200 as our starting node address. So that value will be there in T. So T contains 200. Then node star P, we declare a variable P. And then for P equal to T, while returning, see here, what's the value of T? T contains 200. So you are going to assign 200 to P. That means this is also 200. That means T is pointing to this 200 node and P is also pointing this node 200. This is pointing by T and P. So we are assuming this node is our first node because it's a linked list. So at runtime, the compiler may return any node. So the node address may not be in sequential order. They may not be in sequential order. Then you are going to check P not equal to null. Yes, P value is 200. It's not null. Then it will enter inside and you are going to print P arrow data. So whatever data that is there here, that will get printed. So suppose if the data is 22, that will get printed. And again here, if you observe P equal to P arrow next. So this contains the next node address. Suppose if this is the next node, so it contains this address 300. P arrow next contains 300. So again the loop will start. What is P? P contains the next node address that is 300 this time. So you are going to check 300 not equal to null. Yes, condition is true. So what is P arrow data? So P arrow, P is pointing this node 300. The data will get printed. Let us take if the data contains 33, 33 will get printed. And then P equal to P arrow next. Now the third node is 600. Let us assume third node is 600. That means this is linked to this node. This is P. The second node is now P. P is linked to this node. P arrow next. So P equal to P arrow next. Now P contains 600. P contains 600 and 600 not equal to null. Now you are going to print the data in P. That means 600 node is this data will get printed. The data will get printed and so on. All the data will get printed. This is how the show method will work. Now inserting a node at beginning. So if you want to insert a node at the beginning, first this is the linked list. So the first node is pointing by the pointers start and then t. These are the two pointer variables which are going to point the linked list after creation, and the last node, this will be pointed by 10. The last node will be pointed by 10. Now if you want to insert a node, see here, we are going to pass the start node address for t. That means t is also pointing the first node. This is the start. Because start contains 200, start is representing this node means start contains 200 and t is also containing this 200. Then node star p. We have declared a pointer variable p. So we have declared a pointer variable p which is of type node type, and then this malloc function dynamically allocate the memory for a node. That means a node will get created. Let us assume that this is 800. This is the node address 800, and this has been returned to whom? To P. So now P is pointing this node, P is pointing this one, and it is having data and the next pointer and previous pointer. Now you are asking user to enter the data. Then scanf read the data. So you are going to read the data. So let us take user has entered a value 66 because P arrow data is this. Then P arrow next. What is P arrow next? This is P. This is the next value. P arrow next equal to T. T is pointing to first node. So we are going to link this one. That means T contains 200. We are going to assign that value to P arrow next. That means here 200 will be stored. 200 will be stored. Then T arrow previous equal to P. This is T. What is this one? Previous. T is this and this is previous. So you are going to assign P. What is P? P is nothing but node 800. Node 800. So P arrow previous. Now this is not null. It contains a value 800. It contains a value 800. So that means it is pointing this node. This is pointing this node. Then T equal to P. That means what is the value of P? P is 800. You are assigning to whom? P. Now this is not your T. Now T and P are pointing this node. That means this is the first node and you are returning T. To whom you are returning? The T will be returned to the start. Then start will also be this first node. So now at the end of the insertion, the start P and T are pointing this node. And then you have to make this as a null value. We need to make so P arrow next previous equal to null. This is how we will insert a node at the beginning. Next, inserting a node at the end. So inserting a node at the end. So if you want to insert a node at the end, so you are going to pass the start value. Now start is this. So T also pointing this one because insert function in the while calling this insert end function, you will pass start as an argument. The function call will be like this: insert end, and we'll call start. So that means we are going to pass the starting node as an argument for the insert function. That means T contains 200. T contains 200. So T contains 200. That means T is pointing to 200. No, this node. Now we have taken P and K. P and K. Now P equal to node star malloc size of node. That means a node will be created. A new node will be created. a new node will be created. So let us take this as 150. The node address is 150. We are assuming, and it's a double linked list, so it will have 2 pointers and data. Now this 150 will be written to whom? To P. So that means P is representing this node. Now P is representing this node. Then printf enter data. We are going to read data. So let us take this data is 55. You have entered 55. Then P arrow next equal to null. This is P. Its next is null because this is the last node in the linked list. So there are no further nodes. So P arrow next. P is this node and arrow next is this one is null. Then we are going to take k equal to t. So here I am going to take k. What's the value of k equal to t? Means t is 200. K also contain 200. So t is 200. That means t is pointing the first node. K will also point this node. K is also pointing the first node. Now while k arrow next not equal to null, k is the first node, arrow null. Whether it is having second node, next node or not. Yes, it is having the next node. So then k equal to k arrow next. So k equal to k arrow next. This loop will rotate until k arrow next not equal to null. Now k is here because k equal to k arrow next means it will contain 100. Now k is this one. Again the loop will check k arrow next. What is k arrow next? It's 400. It is not null. Again the loop will rotate and k equal to k arrow next. Now k is here. And again it is going to check k arrow next. This is null? No. Then k will update it. That means k is pointing this node. Yes, here k arrow next is null. Then it will stop. The loop will stop. And after coming out of the loop, see here, k arrow next equal to p. This is k. K is at the last node and next previously it is null. Now you are linking up to whom? P. What is the value of p? P is having 150. That means p is representing 150th node. Node address is 150. So this value will be assigned to k arrow next. This is k. This value is 150. K arrow next value is 150. That means it is pointing the last node. And the P arrow previous. What's the previous node of this one? It is nothing but k. It is nothing but k. So P arrow previous equal to k. So in this way, we are going to insert a node at the end. So similarly, we can insert a node at any position. So you have to travel until the required position by using the for loop. So suppose if you want to insert a node at the third position, you need to travel up to the second position. You need to travel up to second position by using k. And while inserting the node at this position, so first don't break the links. So you need to be very careful. You need to be very careful. So first see here, you need to give the link to this one. That means this is P. So you have to write P arrow previous. What's the previous node of P? Because this is the node you have created. So P is this one. P arrow previous. P arrow previous equal to k. So k, this is k. That means it is having a value 100. That means it has linked to this node. Then you can break this one. Then you can break that node. That means k arrow next equal to p. You can write k arrow next equal to p. That means this link will be break and it will be attached here. It will be attached here. Then what about this one? What about this link? So see here. So P arrow next has to point to whom? P arrow next has to point to whom? So it has to point to K arrow next. K arrow next. So P arrow next has to point to K arrow next. So in this way you can insert a node at any position. You can insert a node at any position. So we are going to insert a node at any position. So this is the code. P arrow next equal to K arrow next, and K arrow next arrow previous. So this is K next and previous. So what's the previous node of this one? This one. So K is this one, K arrow next, this one. That means we'll come to this node, and previous. This is this one, previous. Previous is having 100. So we are going to update this with the new node value P. So in this way we are going to insert the nodes. Next, deleting a node at the starting or ending. So in order to delete a node, so if you want to delete the starting node, so the starting node is pointing by start, and here we are going to pass it for T. Now T and start are pointing to the first node. Then we have taken node star P, and we have taken another pointer variable which is of type node structure. Then P equal to T. What do you mean by P equal to T? And P is also pointing this node, because the start value, that is 200 has been assigned to T, and this value is assigned to P. That means start, T, P are pointing to this first node. Then P equal to T arrow next. T equal to T arrow next. That means now this is not T. T is this one, T arrow next. Then T arrow previous equal to null. Then we are making this one. This value is null. T is this, T arrow previous. The previous value is null. Then we are going to make free P. That means we are going to delete this node, because P is pointing this node, P is pointing this node. So we are going to delete this node and return T. That means this T value will be returned to the start in the main program. In the main program you call start equal to del beg of start. That means we are going to call the function delete begin with the start node address 200, and it is going to return a value 100 which the first node has been deleted. So that means now start is pointing this node. This is our starting of the linked list. So in the similar fashion you can delete the end node also. So this is the code for end node. So in order to delete the last node, you need to travel the last but one node, and then you have to make this node pointer to null. That means if K is this node, K arrow next should be null, and then you can delete this node. So finally, quiz. Which of the following is false about a double linked list? So we can navigate in both the direction. Yes, this is true. We can navigate in either directions. It requires more space than a single linked list. Yes, this is also true, because it requires an additional pointer. In case of single linked list, it requires only one pointer. Here it requires two pointers for the previous node and for the next node. The insertion and deletion of a node takes a bit longer. Yes, this is also true, because we have to modify two pointers. So it will take more time when compared to the single linked list. Implementing a double linked list is easier than single linked list. False, because implementing of double linked list is somewhat difficult than implementing a single linked list. So which of the following is false about a double linked list? This is the false statement. Next one, in double linked list, traversals can be performed only in forward direction, only in reverse direction, in both direction, none. So in double linked list, we can travel in forward, but not only. So this is wrong. And only in reverse direction, no, this is also wrong. In both directions, yes, we can travel in either directions. Next, a variant of linked list in which last node of the list point to the first node of the list is called circular linked list. That means a circular linked list will be like this. If it is a single linked list or circularly double linked list, so the last node pointer has to point to the first node, then we call the list as a circular linked list. If it is single linked list, we call it a circularly single linked list. Now, after creation of the linked list, the start will be here, and t will be also here, and temp will be this one. Now, if you write an instruction like this, temp arrow ptr equal to start. That means, see here, start. What is start? 200. Start value is 200. That means we are going to point temp arrow ptr. This, instead of pointing it to the null, you are linking it to the first node. So we call it as a circularly single linked list. If it is circularly double linked list, we need to make temp arrow next should point to the start, and start arrow previous should point to the temp. Once again, if it is circularly double linked list, so temp arrow next, what's the next node? It should not be null, it should be the first node. And start arrow previous, what's the previous node? It should not be null, it should be the last node. So with this, we have completed this double linked list and its operation. Thank you.